Better hurry, spark it up with no worries. Harmonious gang with the big bro Yuriy hyphy. Get lit just like me, big bossed up, chop it up with Rylee. You better come with it or kick rocks, cause you now tuned in to 10 Talks. Now let's get lifted and take a shot. You are now tuned in to 10 Talks.
Boom. There we are. Hello.
Hey guys.
Everyone.
Yuri is annoyed with me.
Yes.
Because I can't stop singing.
Alright, let's make this larger. Let's go. What is up, everyone? Thank you so much for joining another episode of 10 Talks. We're here for episode 113. And also, wait, we forgot the song cue, but here we go. A little glass of water.
We really can't take it during the song cue anymore.
Yeah, because they can't even see us. But here you go, a little glass of water to stay hydrated. Because every time I drink Rockstar, I drink a little water.
Same.
You're not drinking Rockstar, though.
With the Coca-Cola.
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh my god, I hope alerts isn't on right now.
I know.
Okay.
I don't think it is.
Huge shout out and thank you to everyone who has joined the stream. I appreciate you guys so much. We're here, like I said, for episode 113 once again. And, not once again, for the first time ever in the world.
And today was Russian Easter.
Oh, yes, exactly. Today was Russian Easter. I think it's like Russian Orthodox, not Russian, Christian Orthodox Easter. And what day is it today?
The 16th?
This April 16th?
Yes, but
okay.
I think theirs is probably a certain Sunday of April or something.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, but basically, yeah, today is Orthodox Christian Easter, the day that Jesus has rose again. I'm so confused. I'm actually kind of curious. Why the hell are we putting a bunny on top of like Jesus being risen, rising from the dead again? It's like Zombie Day or some shit.
Yeah, I really don't know where the bunny and like the Easter egg hunt came from.
But
I know it's like his resurrection.
Exactly. The mascot should be a zombie, not a.
I think it was supposed to be child friendly.
Not a fucking.
Make it a little more fun.
Easter bunny or whatever it is. But honestly, if there was ever like a zombie apocalypse and it happened on Easter, that'd be so interesting. That'd be like weird.
Also, that is the reason why I did not go on stream today. It's because we had to celebrate Easter with Yuri's family, and we totally like didn't take that into account yesterday when we were making that announcement. And so today it was just like we had the lunch later in the afternoon, and then we had to come on here.
Exactly.
So tomorrow, I promise.
You see, dude,
I'm doing it tomorrow.
Now that Rylee is going to start, dabbling around in streaming, it's like you're going to see what I deal with, which is like I've never used like an iPhone calendar that keeps track of what you're supposed to do through the week, because like to me it just seems kind of like useless. But I think I'm going to start trying to use it and actually adding stuff to my calendar that gives me alerts every morning, or at least 3 times a day, that says this is what you're doing. Like it needs to like I don't know how it's set up because I've never used it before, but I literally need like a piece of paper around with me all the time that says, because like literally I'm always talking to people like through the DMs and like through text messages, and I'm like trying to make plans for future streams literally all the time every day, and I always have people hitting me up saying like, oh, let's do it tomorrow, and I'm like, yeah, perfect, let's do it tomorrow, let's go. And then I'll be like, oh wait, I'm doing no jumper news, and then I have to do that. I said I was gonna do this, and like I always, and that's why like when people think like I'm not coming through on my promises, sometimes it's like mainly it's like it's me, it's this is my fault, this is a an error in my like the way I handle myself as an adult, but like I can't remember how much shit I sign up to do throughout the week, you know what I mean? And I need to just start using like the iPhone calendar, or just writing like it on a piece of paper that says, when I talk to someone and they're like, hey, let's do this on Tuesday, I could take out a piece of paper and be like, what am I doing Tuesday? Okay, nothing.
Use Vashti's hip hop agenda.
What am I going to carry on a whole book? That is a good
just
agenda.
Keep it on your desk, and like
on the desk.
It comes with like those paper clips and stuff, so you could like stick it out probably for your month, and you could just like.
Honestly, I might just start ripping those papers out.
Yeah, and just keep it for the week, because she actually has it spread out where it's like the whole month. You could write down the days, and then it's spread out for like the whole week too, where it's like longer list of things that you do and shit. Where
I
it's
have
like,
to say, that hip hop agenda that Vashti created, she made 2. And we got
I think I had 3 now.
We have 3 now, and dude, the one I looked at is like, it's very, like, I told Rylee, I was like, this would be very helpful for us to use, because sometimes Rylee and I are like, let's go through our spending, you know.
Yeah, she has a whole section for budgeting,
exactly.
like how much you make for the month, or like pretty much for the month, and then like
instead of using a blank pieces of paper and writing like 100 plus 300 plus 400 and then like adding and then subtracting, like
it'll have like bills.
It's already sectioned off.
Food, yeah. Like
we should use that when we were doing my taxes, to be honest.
I know. Well, now we know.
Exactly.
I still have mine. Mine.
But yeah, I deal with that shit a lot, bro. Like even today, I was like, when Rylee was trying to make plans for later in the week for a stream, and I was telling Rylee, I was like, what do I have to do? And I'm just like, I can't, bro. Like, it just, maybe it's, you know, me just smoking weed too much or whatever it is, but it really is just like, I can't remember what I have to do in the week, bro.
My mom, what she would do was have like those fat calendars, like, you know, like teachers would have at school, like those big ass calendars, and she would just put it in our kitchen and write everything we have to do throughout the whole month. And it was like, every time you're going to go to the kitchen every single day. So like, you're going to look at it as soon as you get there. And it was honestly helpful, because like she would write everybody's birthday down, all the different events, doctor's appointments.
Remember we had one and I think we threw it away?
No, we don't. It's not thrown away.
The whiteboard one?
Yeah, it's still here, but we never used it.
Let's put that thing up in the fucking hallway. I don't care where it goes. We need to put that thing up so I can write down my shit,
probably.
And I could just look at it and be like, this is what I gotta do today. You know what I mean? And just know officially. But yeah, dude, I'm just terrible. But speaking of our room, guys, I think it was on
upgrade.
I know. I think it was on Christmas, right? It was on Christmas that we Riley's family hooked her up with like some gift cards
hooked us up
with some gift cards, and then when we came to celebrate New Year's with my family, my parents hooked us up with some gift cards, and my parents knew that we needed a TV because our TV had broke, and they were like, here's some gift cards for Best Buy specifically, so you guys can just get some money, you know, extra money for this TV or whatever it is, and then that was like I said, in Christmas, and ever since then, like, we just been dealing without it, you know what I mean? Like, we had like a temporary other TV that was just been like, that's been there and it's been fine. But we usually just like watch stuff
on YouTube on the computer.
On YouTube at the computer, exactly. But there are moments like where, you know, I genuinely am trying to like, just like, we're just trying to spend time together and just chill and watch a show and relax. And
also, we've never had a TV in our room since you lived by yourself with your roommate.
That's true.
And I forgot how comfy that shit was.
I honestly, I think it's
nice not to have a TV in your room, but it is nice to have a TV.
We literally, actually, that's a good point. Until literally like a week ago, we spent our whole relationship. Well, actually, when we first got together and I was living with my roommate, I only had a room. That's all I had was that one room. So all my belongings were just in one little fucking square, including my TVs and shit. So we would lay down and watch shit. But ever since then, every time we had a bedroom, I just told Rylee, I'm like, we just, you know, we have the living room. Yeah, I have my computer. We have the living room. Like, it's fine. Like, we don't need a fucking TV in the bedroom too. It just felt like overkill. Then also, I'm not a super big subscriber to this, you know, philosophy, but just the whole thing about like being in front of a screen until you go to bed. But you do that regardless with your iPhone.
Having electronics on near
exactly,
you
just
while
hella
you're sleeping.
Yeah, just hella over. But I'm already fucking overwhelmed with all electronics and shit. I have like monitors.
You're up to like 5 a.m. staring at the screen. So.
I know, exactly. But basically, we finally we're like the other day because I don't want to get too much into finances, but basically the other day we're like, fuck it, let's finally do this shit, let's finally get the TV. And then we went to go get a TV, and here's the thing with fucking TVs, guys, I'm not sure, you know, this is like a very nerdy subject, and I was trying to show Rylee this, how if you know, I do like a lot of random research on electronics sometimes, like especially with stuff I want to buy, because you always want to look at, and people don't realize this in electronics, like especially a lot of Mac people think that the thing that's the most expensive is the best, right? And I think Bean just got fucked up by Luffy. But people usually think that the thing that's the most expensive is the best. And whoever has money, they're just like, I'll get the most expensive thing and I know I'll be good. And it's like, when you get into electronics, you really realize it's like, no, yes, technically you could just drop a bag and just get the best thing ever and like it'll accomplish all the goals you have. But if you want to do specific things, you can buy specific things and save hella money and not overspend for no fucking reason, right? And basically with the whole TV thing, there's so many like different words that or like little catchphrases or like little or like detailed words that have to do with TVs that try to hype it up to make it more expensive, like HD, Ultra HD, high
4K.
Yeah, 4K is the actual definition. That makes sense, right? But they'll say Ultra 4K, 4K with high definition.
OLED,
and you're like,
QLED, and NED.
Yeah, exactly. They're just like all these. That's the other thing is there's OLED, QLED, and then not only that. Now I realize that not only do they have OLED, they have OLED B, OLED C, and people argue over which one is better there. And bro, like I was saying with the whole electronics thing, it gets so confusing when you're trying to do research, trying to save money and like get the best thing possible for what you want and get the best bang for your buck. But with TVs, it becomes absurd, bro. Like I literally have tried to do research so many times. And every time I'm just like, bro, I'm more confused than I came in, when I first started watching the video.
I'm just like, when I get there, I'm looking around at all the TVs and I'm looking for which one's the clearest, brightest one to me. Yeah. And I was looking at the Samsung, like the one that he was not recommending to us. Yeah. I was like, this one looks kind of like the best to me. Mm-hmm. But I guess it gets deeper than that. Bro, but I've always wanted an OLED too, because I remember when the OLED first came out. And I went to Best Buy, and it was like displayed as like an art piece almost. Like it just looked like a painting. Yeah, they would sometimes. And it just looked like a painting. And the monitor was like the picture frame or whatever. And I was like, oh my god! Like it was like a quilted picture, and I was like, this is amazing. Like you could see all the details and shit. And I just like looked at the price. It was probably like $2,000, and I was like, holy shit, that's crazy. So I never thought I was gonna get an OLED, but so basically that's what we got is an OLED. And then after Yuri and I were watching like videos and stuff, and they're like, you should probably wait a year, like, because it's like such an expensive price right now. Like it's not really worth it to buy at such a high price because it's gonna go down drastically. Yeah, exactly. So we got it at a good time, but dude, the one thing that really kind of sold me on the whole idea of getting an OLED is like I know the why an OLED is better, specifically like the way the panel works and all that shit, right? But I think it was on Christmas when we went to go visit your family in the Bay Area, and we were staying with your sister, and she has a giant, I don't know what size it is, but she has a giant ass TV. She has like a giant, it's like, guys, probably like 70 inches. It's like a huge ass TV. And then I was noticing as we were playing Nintendo Switch, right? And we were playing some Mario game. We were playing Mario Party, and dude, like, as we were playing, the camera would zoom in on the characters, and I would look at it, I'd be like, bro, we could see all the details.
I'm like, why does Mario have all this crazy like texture detail? And you know what it was? It was the AI thing. That's what the AI does. That's why Mario's not supposed to have that texture. The AI thing creates texture on skin like because you think it has, it thinks it has it. But bro, when we were playing Mario Party.
Mario has pores?
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, why? Why is it? I was like, I've never seen like Mario in such high def. And then, anyways, so we decided to get the OLED. Not only the main reason why I want to bring this up though is because a lot of people were DMing me about it. Is not only did we get that, but on Christmas when we got all the gift cards, we had to order like a refrigerator. We had to order something. No, we had to get a shower filter off Amazon. And when we were getting the shower,
fuck that hard water.
Yeah, so we got a shower filter, and while we were getting the shower filter, we had like $75 left over, and I was like, we were thinking like, should we get something for the home or should we get something for fun, because the gift card's technically like a Christmas gift, so we're like, we
got hella Amazon.
We were like, let's find something interesting to get, right? So we found this thing, guys, where it's like a LED strip that you put on the back of your TV, and it comes with a camera that you put on, like, if you ever played a Wii before and you've seen that sensor bar you put on top of the TV, it's kind of like that a little bit, where you put on top of the middle of the TV, and it literally it has like a video or like a camera that scans your
screen,
and it shows,
it detects all the colors
exactly,
and like it pretty much picks up I feel like the brightest pigment of the scene it's playing. It'll like light up the back of your TV. Like if it's like in a green forest, like if you're in a green forest, it's gonna light up green in the back to make you feel like more like in the forest. It's so fire.
It's super sick, and it's only like,
but we couldn't use it for like the longest time because we didn't have a TV.
Oh yeah, we bought it in Christmas off Amazon. We haven't had a TV, until like a week ago. So
we're like, we're gonna get this.
It's just been sitting there, and then the other day we set it up finally, and dude, like, not only you could set it, it has like this app that comes with it where you could adjust it or have it go to your sound, where I had to download this whole program on my computer to get these like LED strips to to go with the sound of I think it was my keyboard. I can get my keyboard to go with the sound of music I play, whatever it is, and that's kind of cool. But to get that whole LED strip that lights up the whole room to go with any song you play is so fucking fire, just with the click of a button. But the main thing it does, like Rylee was saying, is it goes off the screen and just replicates whatever main color it sees onto the back of the thing.
Yeah, if there's lightning, it like shoots up like white flashes of light. Like it's not even just detecting the color, like it kind of goes with the motion too. It's so sick. And then
really cool. I saw people were like, why is Yuri watching Powerpuff Girls, whatever it is? Actually, I had gone to the store, I came back, and Rylee
so first I was like, okay, let's like try it out. I was like, let me do a colorful like cartoon movie, and so I put Shrek on because I thought it would be colorful. And then that's when we saw like the lightning feature, and I was like, Yuri went to the go run some errands, and then I was like going through Netflix, and I was like, oh, Powerpuff Girls, like, oh, I know they have some colors. So I put it on, and then it did the intro, and I was like,
the reason why I filmed the intro,
I was like, I can't wait to show Yuri this.
The reason why I filmed that is because it was like the perfect example of what the thing does, which is it shows the same color on screen on the back of it. And you know what's funny is, like Rylee said, when we got that thing, we had not had a TV, so I was telling Rylee, I was like, let's just give it to my parents, right? And then I was thinking like, I was like, actually, I don't think my parents would even care for that. You know what I mean? I was like,
we have to.
I was like, I don't think they really would even care. But then today, when we went to go meet with my parents for Russian Easter, I was showing them a video because I was like, hey guys, we finally used that money you gave us for the TV. We got the TV finally. And I was showing my dad a video of the Powerpuff Girls video, and he was like, what? He's like, that's so sick. And him and my mom were so juiced on it, and I was like, okay, we have to get it. Because it's, bro, honestly, $75 is like a pretty penny, but for that experience,
especially if you're watching a movie,
bro,
it's cool.
Even if you don't have an OLED TV, even if you have like a some sort of other just like a 1080p quality TV, or even like smaller, bro, that shit just adds to the movie watching experience. Even we were watching documentaries, and then like it really sucks you in because the whole room, if they show some red documents, the whole room turns red, and you're like, oh, like what the fuck's going on here? But yeah, it's so sick. And also, like, we haven't done psychedelics in over a year now, but I was telling Rylee, I'm like, if you set it on the audio option where you can play music and the fucking colors change depending on the bass and whatever it is, like, that would be so cool.
Yeah. Well, that's also what we were watching too the other day. We were watching Coachella live.
Oh, yes.
And we were trying to like fuck with the lights and stuff.
Honestly, wait, cool. I'm glad you brought that up because I forgot about that. I have never tuned into those Coachella live streams, and I have to give them a round of applause because those streams were really good. I've really seen like other people talk about concert streams and how they're always trash. Not only concert streams, but like boxing event streams and all this stuff. Like they're always like quality's off or audio's off or some shit, like, just not as like someone in their bedroom could fucking set up OBS better than they could. That Coachella shit was like
crispy.
I don't know who set that shit up, but they got the perfect people because they didn't have just one stream going on. They had like 6 streams going on at once, and like just everything was perfect. The descriptions, I was like looking at everything. I was like, bro, like whoever they hired to do all this is just everything's
on top of
it. They know exactly what the fuck they're doing, and I don't know what equipment they're using, but this shit is fire.
Also, it made me forget like when going to Coachella, like when I saw that Metro Boomin was gonna be there, I was like, oh dope, like Metro Boomin has dope ass songs, but I forgot that a lot of the DJs bring out the artists too, and like other artists will bring different artists out too. Like when I went, Ariana Grande was like the headliner, and she brought out Justin Bieber, and so it's just like you kind of get way more of an experience because like
than you paid for.
Exactly,
expected.
Like Metro Boomin brought out John Legend. I'm like, that's random.
And the Weeknd,
21 Savage.
And I was asking Rylee this.
Don Toliver.
I was like wondering, like, if I'm a performer and I get hired by Coachella, like you're getting your own set, right? And they're gonna be like, we're paying you $500,000 to do your own set, like 30-minute set for $500,000. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. Hey guys, by the way, Riley's gonna do a set too. And imagine you're like Justin Bieber, like celebrity level. They're gonna be so juiced on you coming. It's like, and also like I don't know, like I feel like you would get paid too, right? But how? Like,
I think it's the homie favor.
Is it a homie favor where I'm like, hey, can you just perform in my set?
Yeah.
Or is it a thing where I'm like, hey, you guys want Justin Bieber, bro? Like I'll set it up. Like you guys got to pay him his bag too, and then he gets paid, and then Weeknd gets paid. 21 Savage,
Because I don't think it's the same both weekends. Like I think those people only came out for a weekend one probably.
Because it is also, just as an artist, it's good for you, just as your celebrity icon figure, like, to be the dude who performed at Coachella that year. Like, we all know is whoever performs at Coachella is the artist that everyone wants to see. They're not putting on, like, no mid artists on Coachella. They're putting on, unless they're like fillers, the main artists on Coachella are like the people that everyone wants to see.
Right.
And also, dude, I've never ever listened to any Bad Baby songs. Bad Bunny?
Yeah.
What'd I say?
Bad Baby?
Sorry, I never listened to any Bad Bunny songs. But we were watching the Coachella shit, then Bad Bunny's thing came on.
His crowd was crazy.
Bro, not only the crowd, but his set was like, at first they have it like where he's standing on a stage, but the stage looks like the top of a gas station, and he was like performing on top of this gas station. And then later on they change all the back screens to look like a forest, and then all of a sudden I start noticing, you know, like I said, we haven't done fucking psychedelics in over a year. I'm like laying in bed watching it, and at a certain point I'm noticing some trees in the sky. And I'm like, do they have monitors all the way that high? And these trees are so huge, these monitors would have to be like the size of a billboard or some shit. And dolphins were flying around. I was telling Riley, I'm like, is this CGI? Like, or is this like a billboard? Like, what's going on? And
I was like, nah, that's an effect on the
At a certain point, the dolphins and shit started like wrapping around the crowd and shit. And I was telling Riley, I'm like, dude, and this is where I'm talking about the respect for the live streaming, because not only was that a live stream, I don't know what the delay was, but they got effects that coincide with a live concert of dolphins that go from the screen to the. I was like, bro, I don't know how the fuck they did that. That's so cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. But also we saw the gorillas too perform, and see, that was before they were at the same stage as Bad Bunny. I told you, like, they needed that. It was like a whole like hour and a half before Bad Bunny had to perform too. Like, they needed that for that set change, because his shit was crazy. Also,
I didn't really realize, like, Bad Bunny he's like a Mexican artist, right? He's from Mexico?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but
I think he might be Puerto Rican. I have no clue.
But he's not American at all, because he sings in Spanish and shit. He is very woke, dude. I'm not sure if he is bisexual or gay. I know there's a clip of him kissing a guy, but
no, he's done like one of his like big music videos, like when he was first starting coming out, like he was like full like in nails and high heels and shit. I remember my sister showing me and she was like, I didn't know Bad Bunny was like this. But
did you see his dancers?
Yeah, it
was like a lot of anything you could think of. It was like every gender you could think of was a part of his group.
His shit was fire though. Like, all his I want to like listen to him more, because all his music was really good.
Really? Did you understand any of it?
Not really.
Yeah, I don't. Obviously,
but
I can't.
The beats are fire. I could see why everybody likes to dance to his music.
Very soon, I'm going to have to step outside to go grab something.
I thought you already got it.
No, when?
When you got the other shit.
I told you. I said I'm gonna have to go step out. You said You said I got this. I had it the other day, but really quick, while we're waiting for that, I want to talk about this real quick, where I didn't talk about this on stream, but I talked about this with Josh from No Jumper, like off stream. We were talking about the new Trap La Ross video, because that shit hit, like, once it got released, because it was released, taken down also, but once it was released again, it hit like 1 million plus views in over 24 hours. It was it went crazy in views. And I am not a King Von fan, and I remember the days of academics doing the War in Chirac videos, and I was never a fan of like watching those videos, just because like it just maybe because of relatability. Like, I didn't grow up that type of lifestyle, so I didn't like really like connect with it that much. And then also like, I did kind of roughly, I knew some people who were like, in that lifestyle, so I have like a rough understanding of it. And to see videos of it, I was just like, like, I don't know, this seems like a little too personal, too weird, all that stuff. So I never really thought, and also I have huge respect and love for Trap La Ross. I can't believe he even came on our platform. I really love his videos, but just with this specific video, like, I never really thought I would watch it, just because, like I said, I'm not a fan of King Von. I was never interested in the whole Chicago
drill scene,
or not even just drill scene, but like the gang violence that goes on out there. I've known about it, but I'm not too deeply invested in it, or never even cared to be. But just today, every Sunday, we clean up the whole house basically before we do 10 Talks. And it's like our day to clean and then also get ready for 10 Talks. Yeah, like reset for the week. And as I was cleaning today, I put on the Trap La Ross King Von video, and I know that it's like people have this he just went on a live stream, had this whole debate where it was like the perspective of what he was saying and how it's all very dramatized for clicks and views, and it's like has this like crazy spin with this suspenseful music and all that shit, and this is real people's lives and stuff that he's talking about. But as for the evidence that he brings up, like the story he paints doesn't seem like it's like too out of like he's just coming up with these narratives out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like he's literally saying like, this is what Vaughn tweeted and this is what happened at 9 a.m. and he tweeted this at 9:17 a.m. and like all that stuff. And I just have to say, bro, that shit is so interesting and captivating, and I didn't think I would get that like interested in it. And I feel like that's the whole thing that people call out with the whole when people talk about the Chicago gang violence shit, is like, I'm not even close to it or even closely involved in it. I'm 50 minutes into this documentary and I know about KI and P5 and Wookie and Dookie. Wait, what were their names?
You don't even know.
I forgot the other dudes' names, but it just like, I'm like, bro, like these, like it gets so fucking crazy and deep. And I honestly, the main thing I have to say is the way he presents the information. I'm so fucking captivated. And
also the editing,
bro, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Like I'm just like it's just like so
when I think of like
together.
Trap Ross, like I'm not, like there's certain YouTubers where you think like they're going crazy with editing, like a music video editor or something like that, but his editing is on par with like a high level music video editor or documentarian, which is like a lot of the assets and the way he's like putting the information together and the photos together, like he's making all that stuff. I feel like maybe he's getting like some preset things that he buys or whatever it is, but I haven't seen any.
I'm like, how does he highlight the lyrics when he's talking about every
well,
like
that's
perfectly like
that's the thing that that's like,
I know it's like a setting.
That's like on the easier level.
I'm just like,
of things.
it just looks nice.
But
like,
when he has like all the photos and a little paragraph next to all of them, that's all in the same fonts, and I'm like, bro, that's the editing is. I don't know how long it took him to make this shit.
Everything is a flowing.
But I was telling Rylee.
But also, I feel like when I was we were watching the debate or whatever, he was kind of mentioning. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like he was saying like, it's also like for the victims that.
Wooski and Dooski. Sorry.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. I just okay.
Never mind.
No, dude, don't do this. I felt bad because I said that it felt like it was disrespectful.
I thought he was saying like it was like kind of for the victims too, because
yes, yeah, exactly.
Everybody was obviously like when King Von died, it was like a big deal, and like, but also like all this shit happened. Yeah, that was alleged around him. So,
and like Riley's saying, like in that debate they were having, I think one of King Von's like close homies or affiliate, like he was kind of like the dude who's in the talk, getting his back, saying like, "Yo, this documentary ain't right," but. And I was hearing him talk, I was like kind of agreeing with his points. I was like, yeah, it's like it is kind of weird that I'm learning so deeply about this weird, like super impersonal stuff. But in the Trap Lord Ross videos, I didn't realize this. King Von and I, we were born the same year. We were like the same age, basically. We might be a couple months apart. Dude, he like since 2012, he's been on Twitter. He tweets everything. And I'm like, bro, and I was telling Rylee, like, you can see that in some of the screenshots Trap Lord Ross is getting, you could see some of these tweets are getting like, 1 like, 2 likes, 3 likes. Like, you could tell at the time it's some, it's some dude who's probably tweeting some
high school shit,
thinking no one's gonna see this. You know what I mean? But
like you're literally in high school. You're a senior.
Exactly. But now we see it all laid out in front of us. We're like, bro, like this is it's crazy to to flaunt this crazy shit that you're doing, and then someone says like, oh no, he was an innocent guy, it's like blah blah. You're like, bro, like these tweets are a little bit insane. I don't know. But then also I was telling Rylee that I feel like I've said this before on No Jumper News.
I'm gonna get restroom really quick.
Okay.
Explain.
I feel like I've said this before on like No Jumper News, where I've said the thing where I'm like, I don't understand when certain like rappers who are grew up in a gang lifestyle who become successful rich rappers later on. I've said it before, like I didn't understand how they continue to participate in gang activity while also having a successful career. I'm like, why would you risk your successful career, and why don't you just enjoy your wealth and your family and all everything like that? But this is obviously common knowledge, but after seeing in detail, well, like word for word and pictures and date by date, all the stuff that's going on in this documentary, seeing like the history that King Von has gone through with his father and his friends passing away, and I was like really putting myself in his shoes because we're the same age. I'm like, bro, I don't know how, like, I don't know how I would feel either if I knew that this group of dudes that, that have a name for their group are responsible for, like, the death of a lot of my loved ones. Like, Rylee and I have talked about it before. Like, bro, if, everyone says this, like, if you do anything to my girl, to my mom, to my dad, to my brothers or sisters, like, I'm like, a lot of people are willing to go to the ends of the earth to get revenge. You know what I mean? Like, if you harm my sister or my brother, like, I'm willing to go to jail just to get some revenge because I'm so mad and I want to, basically, I can't think of the word right now, but get some revenge for my friend or my brother or whatever it is. It's just like, at that point, I find another level of understanding where I'm like, bro, I can't even put myself in those shoes. Like, I would be so mad. Not only I would be so mad, I would really be like, dude, fuck my life. Like, I don't care. It's like, not even fuck my life, but I'm ready to die or go to jail to get some revenge for my loved one that I loved so dearly.
Yeah.
It gets so deep and crazy. I'm like, okay, now this is where I got to take back my harsh takes on the news, where I'm like, I don't even understand this, where, dude, I don't understand this. I can't even put myself in those shoes. Not even close.
Yeah, I feel it. It's such a different, like, lifestyle that I have nothing.
All right, I gotta go. Bring up one of your topics while I'm gone.
I don't even know anything.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I will just talk to the chat while you go.
Talk to the chat?
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, hold on. Can you talk?
Babe, just go.
Talk about this.
Oh my God, just go.
Talk about this
no,
one. No,
I don't.
Yes, please.
Oh my God, babe.
This is a good one.
You're annoying. You're so dirty.
Can I show them?
No. What's up, everybody? Yuri's gonna be literally like 5 minutes.
No, less.
Less than. So. You do this to me sometimes. I am. Yuri's telling me to keep on talking. Yuriy crashed the spaceship? That's the Russian era. Rylee, why you racist? What the fuck? That's wild. Rylee hates us, Joe Mama. Hell no. That's why I said I'm going to talk to the chat. Rylee's so cringe. Facts. Fit check. Gray shirt. I don't know where this from. Probably like Pakistan, and some white Shein shorts. That good cheap ski. Yuriy. Oh my God, guys. Okay, no. Can you guys stop with that 2 pump shit? That is not true. You guys took that overboard. Rylee do a kickflip? I wish. I can't even ride a bike. When you going on back on Fig? I don't know. Rylee, what did you do today? We cleaned up the house, went to Yuri's parents' house, and then came here. She was supposed to go live today. I know, Brent Green. I'm sorry. It was Easter, Russian Easter, so we had to go to Yuri's parents' house to celebrate. But I'd said tomorrow for sure. Tomorrow for sure. Oh my God, you guys are stupid. Speak on scamming fortune tellers. Never. They're not fortune tellers. They're psychics. Why didn't you stream? I just said we went to Yuri's family's house to celebrate Easter. Free beans. Nah, he's chilling. He is chilling. Thank you, Scotty. Yes? Okay. Yuri told me to pour some shots. Slap his glasses off. You're crazy.
Wait, I have to pee.
Yuri's peeing. Rylee, how do you feel about a half Russian, half Mexican baby? That baby's gonna be cultured, so that's fire. Both beautiful cultures. Russian Easter ain't real. It is. Thank you, Bren. We're also going to be live tomorrow doing an escape room.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to go live before that, do my little get ready with me. Maybe I could do Yuri's makeup.
We do the escape room while I'm in makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. Did you pour them? You didn't hear me scream?
I heard you, but I was talking to the chat.
Why didn't you want to talk about the topic I pulled up?
Why did you use this?
Use this topic?
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like this is crazy. Okay, guys. So basically, what I'm trying to talk about here is this plus-sized influencer, and she's like a TikTok influencer. Bro, guys, there's so many TikTok influencers. It's crazy. But this plus-sized influencer demands airlines provide extra seats for bigger people to be comfortable on airplanes. And basically, we have these two videos where I think one of the videos she basically says how she buys 2 seats. So she
some people do.
And I was like, that is kind of fucked up.
It is sad.
They should at least accommodate the fact that, like, bro, like, if you buy a seat, you're like, bro, I need to take up 2 seats. Like, like, it's unfair that she has to pay the extra money. That's for sure. I agree with that. But let's see what she has to say. Let's
More
watch
than
this.
1 billion people in the
Cheers,
world
guys.
are plus size. That's roughly 13% of the population. And yet, many airlines still don't have clear policies in place to accommodate plus size passengers. That's why I've started a petition calling on the FAA to require every airline to have a clear customer size policy in place for plus size passengers. No one should have to endure the discomfort, embarrassment, and discrimination that often comes with being a plus size passenger trying to navigate air travel. By signing this petition, you can help us demand.
And especially, like, if you can't afford it and, like, you're really trying to, like, that's, like, your dream, like, to travel, like, that's hella sad.
But it's like, I did see a couple people.
But it's like, I mean, like, I don't know.
I saw a couple people bring up the point where, you know, being gluttonous is like a self-control thing where I can also, like, you know, I'm just playing the devil's advocate here, guys.
No.
I could make a similar video and be like, guys, I smoke weed endlessly. I cannot go a minute without smoking weed, and it's crazy unfair that I go to airlines and I can't smoke weed while I'm on the thing. So they should make little weed bubbles where I can just smoke in my bubble where I'm on a plane, because guess what? 30% of society is actually just like me, and we can smoke weed. You know, we cannot stop smoking weed. We're weed addicts or whatever it is, and I need a weed bubble to smoke my weed. I don't know. It seems like a self-control thing when you're that severely obese. You know what I mean? Like, she's, and this
but maybe there should be certain sections of the plane where it's like you pay a little more, like little extra, and it's just more room, and you're not technically buying the 2 seats.
That's the part that I find unfair, is like the fact that
it is kind of embarrassing.
Let me see. I think while I go grab the weed thing, I think it's in this video where she says that she actually says that you know, maybe because she's an influencer, she could afford this, but she has to buy 2 seats.
And it's like, at that point, wouldn't you buy like first class because it's like double the price?
Yeah, but I bet you even first class seats, like, they're still squished, but they're more, they have like more area, but they're still the same little fucking butt size.
That's true.
Ask me if I purchased 2 seats when flying. They say it's not fair to the person who has to sit next to me if I don't. When I tell them I do, they say I'm selfish for taking a seat from another. The fact of the matter is that people can't stand to see fat people happy. So why should we care what they think? People ask me if I purchased.
And, you know,
some people can't even help it either, too.
I know, and
so it's like
we had this, and this is where, like, we kind of had this discussion on No Jumper News, where we were talking about, you know, genetics, how genetics has to play with it and all that stuff. But even Flacco, you know, it's like, I'm not trying to make fun of Flacco here, but he admittedly says, like, you know, he's like on the chunkier side, and he says, like, it's my fault for not, like, you know, being on top of the food I eat. He's like, I overindulge in certain things, and that's why I'm this size. He's like, I have self-awareness to know that. And we were also talking about that same news stream, how, like, there's this thing where women, you know, chunky women like Lizzo and shit are just like empowering this movement of just like, hey, I'm chunky, I don't give a fuck, like, whatever, fuck it. And it's just like, yeah, that's cool and all, you should be, you know, happy with yourself no matter what. But
also it could be unfair to like people who are saving their money on a flight too to like buy their seat, and then now it's going to be like way less seats available on a plane.
Because everyone's chunky.
No, not that. Not because everybody's chunky, but if they did make like certain sections.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You know, like that's gonna just like optimize like less seats for everybody to come on the plane. Where right now it's like there's just hella seats on one airplane.
Yeah.
Because like, what's the solution? I feel like that's the only solution if they make bigger seats.
But like, also, I always think this as well, where like if this
in certain rows,
if this lady had her own company where she was selling some sort of, you know, experience or device or whatever it is, right? And then I came at her saying, "Hey, I'm an octopus person."
I'm an octopus.
I can't grab phones the way other people are. It has to suction to my hand. Like, you have to accommodate me. What the fuck? And then she's gonna be like, dude, like, you're a 1%er. Like, why would I make all, you know, spend all this money just to make a fucking suction cup fucking phone for your hand? It's just like, dude, no, that's unfair. What
but we know how uncomfortable airplanes are for us.
I know.
Look at our last Hawaii trip.
Yeah. Well, honestly, also, before I forget, I was gonna bring this up earlier, but I forgot.
Like, it's uncomfortable.
I forgot who it was, but Rylee and I were watching a video a while ago about this. I think it was like also a girl who was in a wheelchair. And she was basically, actually, I'm not sure if I sent this to you. I think I just saw this by myself. But dude, this video.
Yeah, I don't think I seen it.
This video is hella fucked up, dude. It was this girl who like has a wheelchair and she has to travel too, right? And she was basically saying that the airplane she takes, the middle row is not wide enough for a wheelchair.
Yeah.
So she, in front of all the customers, everyone, I mean, all the patrons who were sitting in their seat, you know, like
has to crawl.
No, she gets dragged, dude. One of her friends, or she has to ask the airline attendees to literally
carry her,
hook her thing, either carry her or just drag her through the thing and put her in a seat. And she's like, bro, that's so embarrassing.
It's so
uncomfortable. And she's like, bro, like, you guys need to make space for wheelchairs. And that, I'm like, there's not a lot of, you know, we've taken, you know, not a lot of airplanes, not like Blasey and House Phone, but like, you know, we've taken a good amount of airplanes. And I've never had the experience of having someone on there who was in a wheelchair and we saw something like that. But I do think that, yeah, that is fucked up, that if you are in a wheelchair, because I've been injured hella times and I've seen the inconvenience of being in crutches and all this shit, and it really is a pain in the ass. But I'm always thinking, like, this ain't permanent. I'll be good in like 6 months, 5 months. But if that was permanent for the rest of your life and you always got to deal with it, and your option is just like, fuck it, I'm just staying home forever until I die. That's fucked up.
Dude, okay, this really doesn't have anything to do with like the severity of the shit you were talking about, but I don't know if it was like when I was coming to see you or if I was going to the Bay when my grandma was going through all her shit. Mm-hmm. But I remember I was about to get on the plane and this girl was like checking into the plane too, and she brought her dog, and her dog smelled so bad.
You never told me this.
Yes, I did. I have told you this.
The smelly dog?
Yes, and I'm pretty sure it was like on my way to see you. Yes.
Okay.
And so I remember like she was like checking in like to like get her dog on the plane with her, so like the dog didn't have to go through like the freight train or the freight plane. Mm-hmm. And or maybe it was when I was in San Diego and I was going home, but
yeah, I don't think you didn't tell me this story. Or
shut up! No, I'm pretty sure.
No, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
Whatever, just continue the story.
This is a plain story. So her dog smelled hella bad, and I just remember her dog, and I was just like, I hope she's not on my plane.
The smelly dog.
Yes, and we're about to board our plane, but our plane's getting hella delayed. And it turns out to be her, and like her dog was not allowed to come on the plane because her dog smelled so bad.
Really?
Thank God. Yes,
That's what they said?
Yes, it was delayed, and she was like hella crying because they weren't allowing the dog on the plane.
And she didn't notice how bad her dog smelled?
No, I don't think she cared.
That's crazy.
Yes, and I was just like, I really hope this dog is not on my plane, but they didn't let the dog on the plane, so I don't know if her dog like got picked up by like a family member or something.
I feel like I'm not sure if I told this story on 10 Talks before, but I remember I got like a speeding ticket or some shit like that a long time ago, and I had to go to Van Nuys courthouse to basically just go. It was weird though. I had to see a lawyer.
You were trying to protest the ticket to like hope the cop doesn't show up.
No, I don't. This is what I'm saying. I don't remember what it was because I had to see a judge, and it was weird. I remember actually being nervous and shit. Where I was like, I was waiting in this hallway, and I saw a bunch of other people. Then we went inside the courtroom, and I thought it was just gonna be. I never had this experience before, but I thought it was gonna be like just me one-on-one with the judge. But I realized like no. You sit in there with a bunch of other people who have court cases, and the judge in front of everyone does like a 1-by-1. Rylee, you did this. Yuri, you did this. So here's your punishment. It was so weird. And then like, you just leave, and then all the people.
It's hella quick.
All the people, it's super quick, and all the people waiting get to see what happened to the person previous. And
they're like, Yuri, I have speeding ticket, blah blah blah, on April 5th.
I think it was a speeding ticket, dude. But before,
the courts,
but as I was like sitting there waiting for the judge to talk to me, he brought up some lady, and basically he told her like, hey, we told you to get your dog neutered. Did you get? Because legally by California laws you have to do it. And she's just like, no, like okay. So basically, I remember her dog was barking all the time. Her neighbors were sick of it. Her neighbors were complaining on the dog, and her neighbors were finding any way to bitch about the dog, basically, because they're so sick of it. And the dog wasn't neutered, so they were like, the neighbors are pushing that, and the judge was like, you got to get your dog neutered. Did you? And the judge was like, we gave you this notice like months ago. Did you get it neutered by now? And she's like, no, I didn't get it neutered. She's like, I'm not gonna do it. And the judge is like, you understand? He literally said it like so normally. He's like, you understand? If you don't do this, we're taking your dog away from you permanently, forever. Like, you don't get to keep your dog ever again. And she's like, I'm not doing it. I'm not getting my dog neutered, blah, blah. And she was like giving him hell attitude, super pissed. And she was like, standing 10 toes down on this, like not getting my dog neutered shit. And he was just like, we're taking her dog away. And I was just like, oh my God,
like,
bro.
Damn, you're like shedding a tear.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
Kidding.
I didn't have a dog, so I didn't really care at this point that much. But I was like, damn, that's fucking crazy. And then later on, I had to. I bet you it was a speeding ticket.
It's probably a speeding ticket.
But do you have to go see a fucking judge for a speeding ticket? That's my.
I know.
That's what I'm like wondering.
My ticket's like, I know I did have a speeding ticket. My speeding ticket I just like literally sent through the mail.
That's what,
like a check through the mail, and then my ticket where I ran that red light when I didn't run the red light, I had to go to like the courthouse, and I just like went to talk to like a person behind. It was kind of like the DMV, like where they're just like behind the desk and stuff,
that's
and you pay it off.
That's what I'm thinking. This might have not been a speeding ticket. Maybe something else.
I think I kind of tried to protest it, but
you pulled the Blasey and tried to fucking defend yourself.
Hell yeah, that shit was bullshit.
All right.
That was some bullshit.
What else do we have next here? Okay, this story. I hate to get back on this subject. I know people are like, you care too much about this subject, but this is this type of shit that I'm saying is going to be happening more and more often now that we see.
Yeah, you wear orange latex boots.
Oh my God. Okay. Now that we see, Chris Tyler being on Mr. Beast platform, still after doing that whole thing, we see so many kids shows and kids curriculum being and just infested with this fucking shit over here. But basically, we have this news post from Ewing Hartful. Shout out to Ewing Hartful. California mom calls out school districts for allowing her daughter to switch genders without notifying her. So,
yeah, that's wrong.
To give you guys a little backstory, in certain districts, schools have the right, which the whole time I went to school, schools never had the right to do anything close to some shit like this. But
hell no. Schools
now have the right where if I'm a little child around the age of 10 or whatever it is, right, and I am like thinking about being a girl and shit, right, if I tell Mrs. Susie, I'm like, hey, Mrs. Susie, I'm thinking about being a girl, but I don't know what my parents are gonna think. She can legally say, don't tell your parents anything. I'm gonna get you a gender counselor, and we'll take further steps from there and see what's gonna go on. And so basically, to give you guys some backstory, an 11-year-old girl went to school. I think it was a girl, and she was considering transition, blah blah, all that stuff. Her school told her, we'll keep it a secret from your mom, and we'll set you up to get into the fucking steps of getting your gender changed or whatever it is, right? And basically she got approved. She got to the final step of approval at the age of 11 without her parents even knowing. And now her mom is suing the fucking school district, which is like 100% she should win this fucking lawsuit. And then not only that, but this kind of has to do with this as well, where Elon Musk says any parent or doctor who sterilizes a child should get life in prison. Not only life in prison, you're probably going to go to hell. Any adult who's like literally okaying kids transitioning, any transgender kid shit, and you're crazy. Approving it as an adult, you need to go to jail or hell, or you're probably going to hell, or you should go to jail. That shit is crazy, dude.
No, that is crazy. Like, I would be fuming.
Can you imagine how I would react?
Oh, I don't even want to.
Bro,
I don't even want to.
I would not even.
That.
I would not even know how to react if I had an 11-year-old kid and they came home telling me like, "Hey, I've been keeping this a secret for the past 6 months. Me and my teacher, my 2 counselors, and this doctor, we all got this approval."
To me, it's like
I'd be like, "Bro,
it's okay if you feel like that. Talk to me, and we're not doing all that yet.
No,
we're not doing that.
No." And also, you know what's funny is Rylee literally.
Why do the teachers get to approve that?
Exactly.
That's not okay.
Rylee literally sent me this video the other day because Rylee watches all these kid videos, and she sends me all these kid videos, and
they're just fun. I don't know why they pop up. My mom like sends me them all the time.
Women just like love the idea of being mothers, and
it's just kids are funny.
Shit. I know, but okay. Anyway, so she sends me this video of this little girl who's like eating dinner, and she's like crying. She's like, "Mom, like." She's like, I'm summarizing it, but she's like, "I love bacon and chicken, and I love nature, and I know that to eat bacon and chicken, like, animals have to die." And she's like, "I don't know what to choose, like, my love for nature or my love for bacon and chicken."
And I liked how the mom approached it. She's like, "It's okay, honey." She's like, "You don't have to decide now. You could choose it every day. Like, if you want to eat meat today, if you want to eat meat tomorrow, it's okay. Like, don't freak out right now."
And there's a thing where, like, that girl is having such an emotional breakdown over this fucking little thing, right?
That's me.
Imagine it's gender involved.
I know.
And she's crying, saying, "I want to be a boy, and you're not letting me be a boy." It's like, bro, how do you approach that? And you're like, you know, it's just like kids are just irrational, bro. Kids are kids. And honestly, Rylee would approach it. I knew that when I watched that video, I was like, Rylee would approach it a way different way than I would, because if that was my daughter and she was telling me like, you know, bacon and chicken, and she's crying like that during dinner, I would have been like, "Hey, you know," once I got her to calm down and like actually listen, I'd be like, "Hey, listen, you're, you know, like 10 years old to get to this stage."
She was not 10. She was like 4, babe.
I would have been like, "Bro, no, she was not 4. You always do this. She was not 4.
Little."
I would have tried, even if she was little, I would have tried to explain to them or my kids, saying like, "Hey, it's natural." I would have been like, "Dude, there's no way to escape it." You know what I mean? Like, look at your clothes. Your clothes have animal products. Your shoes have animal products.
Lord.
The house we live in is nature. The green beans you're eating is nature that once belonged to a bunny, and now you're eating it, and now the land."
Oh, stop!
I would have broke it down all the way.
That's not true, because there's plenty of that for the bunny.
It's not that there's plenty of that. There's hella things about how to have a farmland, right? You need hella space. You need like hella acres of land to grow potatoes or whatever it is. And guess what? Those acres of land once belonged to wildlife, animals, snakes, rabbits, moles, lizards, all types of shit. To have a giant acre of land of just fucking strawberry fields, you have to kill every single animal. If not kill, get rid of or relocate every single animal on that piece of land.
Bruh. Okay. I just remember as a kid, I was like, I felt exactly like that. I realized like what happened to animals, like how we eat.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt that way, and I remembered like, I'm gonna be a vegetarian, like I'm starting today. And it was like, I think it was Halloween.
I'm starting today.
And my family got KFC that night, and I was like, give me some chicken.
Oh my god.
But I was like having a breakdown like that, like you realize, and it's sad, especially if you're a kid that loves animals, like. And I felt that mom, like that is a good way to approach it.
Yeah, well, yeah,
because it's like it's true. It's
I'm not
gonna be like, this is exact. We're gonna watch this documentary on factory farms,
dude. I honestly feel like if you don't be childish with kids, you know, obviously kids should have a childhood, but if you are upfront with kids and like they like, I'm sure that back in the day during like, you know, like when Indians ruled the land, right? Like, and kids had. And they were like 10, you know, less than 10 years old, and they had honest questions about the earth, like, "I don't want to eat this fish." They would tell them, like, "Bro, don't eat the fish, you're going to die." You know what I mean? Like, we eat fish, and that fish ate another fish. And, like, you just explain the cycle of life. It's just, like, I feel like that's way better than going, like, "It's okay, just eat the green beans tonight, and tomorrow we'll see." It's like, bro, no. It's like, just be real, and that is way more educational. Well, you can explain
that, too, and then you can also say, like, this is your choice as well.
I feel like you should, like... Yeah,
but she said that she's gonna keep eating the chicken. She said, "I don't want to.
I know that is you."
And so it's like, okay, you just realized.
Honestly, I had like a similar thing where I forgot what age I was, but I was like some little ass kid, and this is when I was a little kid, like the idea of electric cars was like, whoa, some futuristic idea. Now it's like common as fuck with Tesla and everything. But when I was like a little kid, it was just such a futuristic idea. When I saw the idea of Tesla car, not Tesla cars, but electric cars, I was like, fuck gasoline cars. I was like, I remember telling myself as a kid, I remember even telling my parents, like, I'm never getting a gasoline car. That shit is terrible for the environment. If I ever get a car, it's only going to be electric. You know what I mean? Because it's electric is better. And then now, as like, older, person, like now I'm like 10 plus years older, I realized like, bro, electric is debatably even worse for the environment than gas. And not only that, when I hit 18 years old and I had to drive to Culver City, like an hour away for work, and I needed a car, my option was my dad's old truck or a fucking $60,000 electric car that I can't afford, ever in my closest dreams. It's like, okay, let me do the fucking my dad's truck. It's just like, you're just stuck in these positions where you just have to realize, like, bruh. And also, yeah, it's just like electric cars aren't even that amazing for the environment. That's the other thing.
Anywho.
But what do you think about this? Elon Musk says that any parents or doctor who sterilizes a child should get life in prison. I agree with this.
I mean, I just said, like,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's crazy to have such a permanent change on a child under the age of 18, obviously, when they're not an adult.
It feels like the fact that the media...
Like I said, going back to that video where she was saying, like, you don't have to choose today. Like,
make a decision
we go
later.
through life and we have so many stages of our personalities.
Bro.
Like, I've gone through so many different phases of my life.
I know, same.
And so, exactly, like, I don't agree that should be a thing at all.
Bro, I literally remember when Riley and I were watching the Coachella thing the other day, and we were watching the Gorillaz concert, right? I got a flashback to when I was like, 14 or 13. I was probably even younger, bro. I was super young, and I got heavy into the Gorillaz, bro. And like, they have those poppy songs, you know what I mean? Like, like I said, I can't remember names for shit, but like, they have like a lot of poppy songs that everyone loves, but they have a lot of like little grungier, darker songs too, and like, a little bit more like takes on the world and like more political statements and all that stuff. And I was I was getting super like I was telling Riley about like kids with guns, kids with guns. Like they're talking about that shit a long time ago, But I got super deep into the Gorillaz, and I was even dressing different. I was like drawing gorilla iconography everywhere and like all this shit. And my sisters were like telling me like they're like, Yuri, this is just a phase.
Exactly.
I literally remember my sisters telling me, they're like, you're not gonna be into this like when you're 18, 19.
Yeah.
And then I remember telling my sisters, like, you guys don't understand, like, Gorillaz is for life. Like, I love Gorillaz. Yeah. For life. And then guess what? It's like I don't even fucking listen to Gorillaz unless it's like Feel Good Inc. You know what I mean? It's playing on the radio or like we randomly hear. I'm like, oh, I like the song, but I'm not into it the same way I was. And it's just like, bro, we have to understand this. And the whole it's like what I was gonna say earlier, it feels so crazy that a lot of the media is just co-signing this shit of saying kids know when to make choices. Kids know about their gender. Kids know like how to make these choices. It's like, and people think it's crazy that I talk about this, but it's like, no, I feel like I need to talk about this because it's everywhere, bro. You go on the news, you watch Phil DeFranco talk about the same topic. He's gonna be like, yeah, kids can make choices. You know what I mean? Like kids know, like a lot of people are gonna say like kids can make up their mind at young ages about serious topics. No, they fucking can't. Not for shit. Not even a little bit. No. If I have a 10-year-old kid and for 1 month I just show them tattoo documentaries, tattoo videos, tattoo magazines, take them to tattoo conventions, all that stuff, I bet you all the money in my in the world I could ever have, that at the end of the month my kid is gonna be asking me for a fucking tattoo. 100%. And it could be, you could replace the tattoo with anything. I can take my kid for a month, even if they don't like Legos. I bet you after a month of Legoland and like just like Lego shit, they're gonna be like, oh, Legos are so, like, it's anything, bro. It's just like anything that kids will just get overly invested in. You know what I mean? And you just have to be an adult in the family dynamic, be the the actual adult and be like, hey, you're really into this, but just give it some time. We'll see how things play out. But either way, next topic that I really want to talk about, guys, is we heard about the CashApp CEO or the CashApp founder. He was stabbed to death, like I think a week or two ago in San Francisco around like 2-3 in the morning. And I visited San Francisco two or three times, you know, because of Rylee, like her family's out there. And I was telling Rylee, like, I asked Rylee, I'm like, how do you feel about that? And she's like, oh, it's fine. And the same way how I feel like it's fine in LA, like I feel like you feel that way about SF. But when I was in SF, I was like, I had my head on a swivel. I was like, bro, there's so many. Like, it's like Skid Row everywhere, bro. It's like literally like Skid Row everywhere.
No. He has a face.
As soon as we got off the thing, I'm just talking about SF. Like, as soon as we got off the exit to SF, we saw a dude injecting heroin on the street. A lot of drug addicts. You see that here in LA, here and there, but it was literally the first exit we take. A dude on the public street just injecting heroin. I was like, yo, that's crazy. But I think there was a couple articles saying that when he got stabbed to death, they were speculating that it could have been a homeless man, right? And then everyone was saying like, that's so random and such a coincidence that this dude was stabbed by a random homeless man. You know, like that's what everyone's saying. No way. But we have this update. Shout out to you ain't hard fool. It says San Francisco police arrest tech executive in stabbing murder of CashApp founder Bobby Lee. So this guy right here, hold on, let me get his name. His name's Bob Lee or Bobby Lee. So this dude worked with this guy in the creation of CashApp. So
it was his
there's not like information over why he did this specifically, but that's the only information we have. Is that
he the lead or
no? They work together in the creation of it.
I know, but is he?
I don't think he works for CashApp anymore. He works. It says that he works for a bunch of other things. It says Lee helped found the payment platform CashApp in 2013 as the chief technology officer at its parent company, Block, formerly Square. He was later involved in tech startups, Clubhouse, and SpaceX. So he's been very successful. He has, like, you know, obviously a bunch of other money in other fields, but it looks like they have some sort of beef, you know, like long-standing beef.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's really crazy.
And honestly, like we were talking about with the King Von documentary, how it's basically almost like it feels like, I was telling Rylee, like, it's like a movie, bro. Like, listening to this shit, it just feels unreal. And in San Francisco, the Silicon Valley, it's like, bro, can you imagine how many, there's so many tech startups that have started there that went from literally zero to a garage to $100 million company to $1 billion company to whatever. There's probably so many stories of this, of like, you know, couples working together, and then like we make CashApp, and then I'm just like, deuces, Rylee, I got CashApp, and then 3 years later you see that I'm like a billionaire, and you're like still living the same life. Imagine how mad you would be if we worked on it together, and then I just fucking ran off with it, and you see I'm this like successful million, you know.
Sounds like you.
Oh, thanks. Wow. But I'm just saying, like, that's the type of like shit that you probably see going on out there a lot. Shady ass fools.
Definitely.
And like, I'm sure these people, you know, with their, I'm just assuming, bro, I'm sorry, but I'm just assuming they have very nice backgrounds. They have wealthy mom and dads, you know what I mean? Like you can
assume that about everybody, dude.
With the tech startup founders.
They're not all founders.
These two dudes are. I'm assuming on these guys. But I'm just saying that, like, I'm just assuming that they probably don't have that loyalty built into their genetics.
No, well, obviously not.
You know, of just like, I'm not gonna fuck over someone that I did.
Money makes people do crazy things. Obviously, that's crazy.
Yeah,
it's like,
and yeah, it's like it's weird. It's one thing to be arguing over $100. You know, like, oh man, I did a little bit more work today. I should keep $60. You got $40, right? And you're like, yeah, you're getting less, but you're like, yeah, whatever, dude. And then imagine, hey, I did more work than you today. Let me keep 60,000 and you keep 40,000. It already becomes a little bit different where you're like, damn, that's a big ass gap right there. But all right, whatever, that's fair. Next thing is like, hey, I'm keeping 600,000. You're keeping 400,000. You're like, bro, like at a certain point, you're like, you know, the money just plays too much of an effect where you're like, you feel like you're getting fucked over too much.
Crazy.
I forgot the metaphor I wish I could remember it exactly because it's not going to come out as nice sounding when I don't remember it exactly. But there's like a metaphor where there's this dude where he's super rich, right? And all he has to do to continue making money every day is like take money from one bank to another, and that's all he has to do. But he's too lazy to do it, so he pays someone. He tells him like, hey man, who's like super broke and down and out. He tells him like, hey, I'll give you $100 to go to grab this package and take it over there, and I'll give you $100 a day. It's easy, 10 minutes and you get $100. And the person's like, yeah, fuck it, let's go. And they do it for a couple years and they're super stoked. They're like, bro, all I gotta do is travel 10 minutes with this little sack and I get $100. You know what I mean? Like, it's like easy money. But then the dude one day opens up the package and he sees like he's been transferring over like $100 million every day, or like $100,000 every day, and he's like, wait a minute, why am I? And then he becomes immediately ungrateful. Immediately he's like, why the fuck am I getting paid $100 when I'm transferring over 100,000 of easy money? You know what I mean? Like, then he's like, I should get 10,000. And then it's just like a funny metaphor where just based on perspective, you can go from extremely grateful and happy to extremely ungrateful and unhappy. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. Oy.
Interesting. But either way, what do we have next? You want to pour a half shot?
Maybe in a minute. I want water.
In a minute? Oh my god. Okay. Actually, you know what? Before we move on to the next topic, we should get into these two packages we have from the P.O. Box. Guys, like always, every Sunday, Rylee and I, we have no more left. Okay. Every Sunday, Rylee and I, we open up everything that we got or that we get in our P.O. Box just to show anything that anyone sends. It's an easy way to get free promo and all that stuff. And then also some of the stuff that we get, or actually, you know what, a huge percentage of the stuff we get is like super nice, cool looking gear that we just end up wearing all the time, and it just we're super grateful for it. And I'm just saying this just to say, if you guys want to get your shit opened up, our PO box address is in the description. Let's get into the two packages we have we have here today. Let's see. Okay, so this one is from, it says DK Verano. Hopefully we'll have a letter or something on the inside. Oh no, the shit's already been opened, it looks like. I've already had a couple instances in my life where I ordered things online, and I get the package, but it has like a little rip in it. And then I look inside and I realize that a couple items have been taken, and I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck? It's like, I got the package technically, but some shit has been stolen. Yo, DK Verano, one of your stickers unfortunately got trapped in the envelope. I think it's still fine. Okay, we have this really cool, like, holographic looking sticker. Let's see what else we have. Oh, we have like a poster in here. Oh shit. Hold on. Before I get to any of the items, let's read this letter. It says, Yuri, thanks for always showing love on my music vids. Hope you and Rylee dig the shirts / posters / stickers. Much love, DK Verano. So that is his name. Shout out to DK Verano. Appreciate you so much. I hope you included your Instagram @ somewhere in here. If you guys ever send us anything, just write your Instagram @ or wherever you guys want to be found on social media, and we'll for sure shout it out. So let's look at this poster actually first. What is this?
Nice. Abstract art.
I was going to say, it looks like some abstract art, which honestly I am a fan of. If we can get some frames for this is something that I would be a fan of, just like hanging up in the house somewhere. You know what I mean? Like as having like a house thing, because
some decor.
Exactly. There you go. We got two of them. Like just like some decor. It looks like some graffiti. Basically, it looks like some graffiti tie-dye something. Oh, tie-dye art or some shit. Thank you so much, DK. Put that over there. And then over here we have t-shirts.
Pizzeria.
Oh, okay. It says, have a slice of life, DK Verano, baked oven. I think I might have one of these t-shirts already, but if I don't,
thank you so much.
Regardless, I definitely have noticed this trend. Just for any future designers out there, guys, this seems to be a very overused gimmick or collab thing where, like I just said, I've gotten so many pizza shirts. Like, at least from my memory, in my closet, I probably have 2 or 3 different company pizza shirts. In my memory that we've gone here and from Disconnected and Reconnected, I've probably gotten like 10 plus pizza shirts from different companies. So I feel like it's an overused thing at this point. But thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
We do have to give actual good criticism.
Advice,
exactly. Yeah. And then here we have another package from Miss Landed. Let's go.
go.
Oh wait, actually, hold on. Look at this packaging. I really like that.
It's really pretty.
Rylee really likes opening packages, so I'm gonna just let her go at it.
Do I?
You do. Remember you refused to use scissors. You're like, no, let me get the tape off the boxes. What? Oh, that looks sick already. Let's see.
Ooh,
shorts.
Shorts for you, I think.
Wait, hold it up higher so they could see the front design.
These are nice.
Those are fire.
Those are dope.
I think those will look good on you. The cut off bottoms.
Cute.
Those are really fire shorts, dude. I'm a big fan of shorts, especially now that it's getting hot again. And then also a t-shirt, a white tee with, dude, I really like this printing. Hold on, let me see what this is. It says, "Come to me," and it has like a guy and a girl with some Spanish writing. Could you?
Oh yes.
You have one of them as well, and it's all, and there's this whole paragraph written on the back, all in Spanish. I wish I could, read and understand Spanish, but I can't, unfortunately. Can you? What does the front say?
I don't know, babe.
What the hell, babe? You're supposed to be our Spanish correspondent.
Hasta que la muerte no separe.
I know what la muerte means, to die, right? All right, yo, these shorts are fire.
Till death do we part?
Oh, to death do we part, possibly, you're right. These shorts are fire, dude. What the fuck? Honestly, I feel like they would be more Rylee shorts because they're cut off bottoms, but if they fit me well, if they're not too high up, I'm definitely rocking them. Actually, no, I think these would be fire. But I feel like they'll look good on you as well.
No, they're for you.
No?
I think they're for you.
Is there a note in here? Or
no.
Okay. Thank you so much.
much.
The company, I believe, is
Mislanded.
Mislanded. And just like I said earlier, if you guys do send anything over, please include like an Instagram ad or something like that, so we can give you guys a shout out for sending some stuff over. Either way, next topic is something I really, really relate with. And while I give myself a chance to catch my breath because I feel like I've been rambling too much, I want to get Rylee's perspective on this whole thing, where basically, guys, a mother is arrested after a teen boy dies while doing a skateboard trick on her car. And to give you further context to Rylee and everyone, by skateboard trick on the car, they're talking about skitching, which basically means you grab onto any part of the car while riding your skateboard so they can like boost you or give you some speed, or you can like hold on while they're going fast. What do you think about this? Would you ever do that?
Hell no.
To a random kid?
No.
If they just asked you, they're like, hey, let me...
Especially not after this. No.
But before this, if you were just driving down the street... No,
not a random kid.
And
Hell
so like a group of skateboarder kids were like, one was trying to hold on. They're like, yo, sketch me.
No.
You wouldn't do it?
No.
Because you would know it's dangerous.
First of all, fuck no. I don't know you. I'm not going to have some random little kids on my car. Hell no.
I've had a couple.
Maybe if it was like, if I knew about this like thing, and like I had brothers and they wanted me to do it, but that's so scary. Like, hell no. I don't even think I would. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't even think I would. It's like, that is very dangerous. Yeah.
And also, okay, so here's my opinion on this. I'm not sure if it's still on my Instagram, but I've posted it. I'll repost it if you guys want. I'll try to find it. I posted on my story a long time ago, and I'm not sure if it's on my actual feed. But a long time ago, one of my homies, Nikita, and I think he was like 15 or 16 at the time, me and all my homies were like going to a spot to go smoke and chill and drink, and one of my homies had a car, and it was like a full car, and Nikita was going to come with us, but we were only going like a block or two up. So Nikita's like, he wasn't that good at skateboarding, not as much as all the rest of us, and he's like, hey, I'll skitch the car up the street, don't worry. And we were filming like on like a VX or something like that with a fisheye, and he grabs the side of the car, and we're filming him the whole time, or one of my homies is filming him the whole time, where my homie who's driving, he's like speeding up or going hella fast, like 30-40 miles per hour, probably even faster, and my homie's like, yeah, like he's like smiling, having a good old time. And then once my homie goes like too fast, he starts getting speed wobbles. His board just fucking just disappears, and he's like fucking holding onto the window for like dear life, just like looking terrified. At a certain point, he can't hold on anymore. My homie's like trying to slow down, and he just lets go and just and just fucking takes hella tumbles. And he gets up and he just has hella road rash. He's all fucked up. And I literally remember his reaction. It was so funny, bro. We're all just like, oh my God, Nikita, what the hell? What's going on? He gets up. He's like, damn, that hurt like a bitch. Let's go get a bottle. And he's like 15 or 16. And then we just go to a liquor store and we like get a bottle and we just get drunk. And
trying to act tough.
No, it wasn't trying to act tough. It was
adrenaline.
No, this is where I want to insert my opinion on this. Is I don't know this kid's skill level who passed away, and also R.I.P. This is like very unfortunate.
Is very sad.
But with Nikita, like I said, he wasn't the best skateboarder. He skateboarded, but wasn't like on a very comfortable level like the rest of us were. We're like, we know when things are about to happen, and we know our limits, and we know, like, it's like that's the main thing about skateboarding is knowing your limits and staying within them and trying to progress out of them, but knowing your limits mainly, and that's the main error with a lot of young skateboarders. They don't know their limits. They're like, I saw a little 8-year-old ollie a 12 stair. I'm gonna go ollie a 12 stair, and they crack their head. You know what I mean? Type shit. So that's the little thing, and it's like I feel it's just an unfortunate event. You know what I mean? Like technically, dude, this kid's mom is gonna want this lady in jail. She's gonna be like, "What the fuck did you do to my son? You ran him over?" Like,
no, it was
obviously.
her mom. It was his mom.
Was it the actual mom?
I'm pretty sure it says mother arrested after teen boy dies.
Has been arrested after allowing a 15. No, it says after allowing a 15-year-old boy to hang onto her car and skitch while he skateboarded, resulting in his death. Police said, and we don't know if she ran him over. There's also a thing where he could have hit his head really hard because he was going too fast. But
yeah, hell no. I thought it was his mom.
I have a couple of I have at least one vlog I can remember, but I've done it a couple of times. I've done it hella times off camera, but I've done it many times in my life where I've skateboarded on the street. I see a car or a bus, and I just grab on and I sketch without permission. I just do it just for fun. And like I said, I know my limits. Once the car is going too fast, I just let go and I fucking, I just continue pedaling. But I've had one time on camera that I could, it's in a vlog where I was skating on Melrose, and I tried to sketch one car, and the dude, he didn't allow me basically, and he like sped off. And I was just like, oh, what the hell? And I just kept skating, and then this like Armenian driver came over, and then he was like, hey, come on. And then he basically was like asking me, because he saw what happened, he asked me to grab onto his car, and I was like, oh, fire. And I grabbed onto his car, and he like sketched me all the way to no jumper, or like on some shit. And like I vlogged the whole thing, and I was like, yo, shout out to that guy, that was so cool. But what would have happened if I just hit a rock, hit a crack I didn't expect, something happens just unexpectedly, I Flanders wheel and I die? I wouldn't want him to go to jail for that, because I wanted to do it. You know what I mean? So that's where it's fucked up. It's like, he's not at fault. I'm at fault for taking the risk. I was down to do it. But he's 15. He's underage. He's not at the age to make common sense decisions.
Exactly.
Let's go. Let's take a shot to that. But R.I.P., dude. I feel super bad for the situation. And like I said, bro, like, if I was in that kid's shoes and I was skating in the street and I grabbed into someone's car and they accidentally ran me over, I wouldn't want them to go to jail, because it was like my doing. Like, I almost initiated the whole thing by being. It was his mom. Oh no, it's okay. It's not, but it sucks, bro. R.I.P., bro. 15-year-old dude. And also, can I just say this while we're on the topic? This is also like just the danger of skateboarding. I'm not sure how many companies do this, but I remember when I was younger, a lot of companies did this, where when you buy a skateboard, it comes with a sticker that says, warning, may result in injury or death. And that's the thing with skateboarding, which is like, you can pick up a basketball, throw a couple basketballs around, you'll roll your ankle, maybe. That's about the worst thing that could happen. You jam your finger or roll your ankle. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, that's the worst thing that can happen when you're playing basketball. Some crazy.
There's hella bad injuries that happen during basketball.
Some crazy freak events, yeah. But in skateboarding, it's very it's not very uncommon for someone to break a bone, hit their head super hard, and die. And this is just. And I'm just giving examples of basketball, not football. But I'm just saying that this is like the danger of skateboarding. And football has its own dangers. It's a very dangerous sport, but this is the danger of skateboarding, which is like.
I feel like skateboarding is probably one of the most dangerous.
And that's the other thing as well, is like the role of social media. You know what I mean? Like, where I've heard this argument so many times. You know what I mean? There's so many kids on Instagram that are like literally around the age of 10 throwing themselves down the Hollywood High 16. Guess what? If that kid, I swear, dude, if that 10-year-old kid fucks up in the right way on that Hollywood High 16, he's dead, bro. How is his dad, how is his filmer, how is his sponsors company gonna feel if they were like pushing this kid to like do better and like progress, and then he dies on this fucking 16 stair? Like, it can happen. If you die as a 19, 18, 20-year-old at skateboarding, it's like you've taken your life into your own hands. But when you're a little kid like that, it goes into the fucking hands of the adults. It's like, why'd you let your kid do this? And that's where it's like the whole social media role is like, bruh. we see skitching all the time. We see skateboarding being, I don't know, bro. It's such a deep conversation because skateboarding is mostly a kid's sport. A lot of kids are into it. If you do even like a surface level skateboarding video search, they're doing death-defying stunts, and the main audience is like kids.
You're pretty much just hoping for the best of luck every time.
Kinda.
You're doing a crazy trick.
No, facts.
Like, because you see in the skateboarding videos when the skater is like running through it like 11 times, like he like runs the board through like with his hands and like tries to see every like little crack and crevice and like possible pebbles or something that could possibly fuck him up.
That's the main
and like
thing you'll
doing. See them like do it like 30 times where like they run and like they don't even like follow through for like a minute. It's just because it's like, this is serious. Like if you fucking fuck up, it really could end in
injury or death. And literally when you're skating, like it sounds weird. Scarred. I don't know how many people are doing this, but I feel like a lot of skateboarders do this, where when you're skating like a stair set or a rail, you're thinking, what could go wrong, right? I can fall this way, I can fall that way, I can roll my ankle there, I can do this, I could do that, and then you basically have to calculate and realize everything that can go wrong and just be ready for it. That's the best thing you can do. Is just be ready for it. It's better to like think about it ahead of time rather than just throw yourself down something and be like, well, I don't know what to do at this point. It's like, if like, oh, if I fly that way, I should do this. If I fall like this, I should do that. It's like, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
You just have to be like just ready for the worst. Throw yourself and expect hope for the best. Basically.
You were teaching me that when we were doing snowboarding for the first time. You're like, this is how you should fall, because I kept falling on my wrist.
Yeah.
Like, I kept wanting to just like pick myself up so I don't like fall on my head and shit. But it's like Yuri's like, you're gonna be falling on the snow. Like, just lay back so you're not.
And it was
because you're gonna fuck your wrist up.
Dude, it was making me cringe because like not like in a like cringe like a embarrassing way, but like I thought you were gonna break your wrist because
I would go slamming.
Yeah, Rylee would literally, she would be like, whoa,
and it'd be like icy too.
Rylee would just throw her feet out and just full weight just fall with her hands behind her back. And I saw her do this a couple times where I was like, at the first time I saw you do it, I was like, okay, emergency situation, whatever. Sometimes you got to do that, right? And then I saw you do it again and again. I was like, babe, don't make that a habit, because that's literally, I do that in emergency situations, is like land like that. But no, you're better off. It sucks, but you're better off like tucking your arm in and like shouldering the fucking fall.
Dude, I have like anxiety, like bad like trauma fears of like going backwards for some reason. Like when I was cheerleading and I wanted to be on varsity at my school, but they're like, you have to be able to flip, like you have to do a back handspring back tuck. And so like I took hella tumbling classes, and I would not be able to like go back without somebody there, and like they'd be like, Rylee, you could do it. Like they would just take their hand away. Like as soon as like I would start going back, they would take their hand away, and they're like, you're doing it. But every time they would say, I'm not gonna hold your back, like I could not.
It's like a mental thing.
It's literally a mental thing. And so every time I was like feeling like I'm about to go back, like I don't know what I think I'm gonna crack my head, or like I'm gonna die or something. And so I just, I have to protect myself.
The best way to get past it, right? It's like
it fucked me up for life.
It sucks, but like the best way to get past that, babe, is to eat shit.
I know.
It's like that's why when like people like or skateboarders talk about like skating a big stair set or whatever it is, they're like, you got to get that first try out. On the first try you're probably gonna fall or something weird. It's like you're probably gonna slam or something weird's gonna happen, but you have to get that first try out, see what's gonna happen, and then just be like, fuck it, now I know, and then just fully commit. You know what I mean? Like the first try is like whatever. You could commit first try, that's insane, but you got to get that first try out, be ready for some a little land on your knees or some shit, and then the next try you just fully commit.
It's tough.
I know. You just gotta be ready to eat shit, basically. All right, so what do we have next here? I wanted to see this is a random topic. Okay, guys, so apparently a man in China has spent 21 hours on his knees in front of his ex-girlfriend's job begging to be taken back.
Yuriy would never.
What would you like?
What did he do?
That's what I'm wondering.
What did he do?
Like, okay, so like, we've talked about this before, so I'm using this as an example, but like we've said how like cheating is just like a no-go. It's over. What if I cheated and then and then I spent 21 hours on my
no.
knees begging for forgiveness. 21 hours straight on my knees begging for forgiveness.
Fuck you.
Still a fuck you? Mm-hmm. After 21 hours, my knees are bleeding. I'm like, babe.
Keep bleeding.
Really? Okay,
I hope your knees break.
48 hours.
I hope your knees break.
I'm 48 hours into being on... Oh, god damn it. I'm 48 hours into being on my knees.
I'll be like, suck a dick.
Oh.
You're already on your knees.
Wow. Really?
Fuck yeah. Fuck you.
1 week. 1 week on my knees. My leg.
Shut up. Why are you even saying this?
I'm just...
That's gross.
I'm really... Oh, my
Yeah.
God. I knew you would get offended by that. It's just an example,
no,
dude.
I don't
Chill.
care. No.
But-
That's definitely the number one. Or, like, getting, like, physically abused, obviously. Like, if he was physically abusing her, fuck no.
That's the main question.
Mentally, too. Fuck, I don't know. He probably was... He must have fucked up because...
The only thing I could think of is cheating, right? Like, maybe he stole money from her. Like, that's bad, too.
What if he had that, like, a separate life? Remember that
Oh,
one
the
story?
other dude? You're the one I love the most out of the 50 girls.
Bruh.
Shit, 21 hours, though. That's dedication. He really loves her.
No, he's probably fucked up. I wonder what he did. Does it say in the description?
No, I'm reading it. It just says that the same thing it says in the headline.
What did Sharp say?
Wait, Sharp is in here? It says, fucking up a good outfit, SMH, go to church or the bar and stop playing outside them people's business. No, Sharp has no sympathy for this. He said stop playing outside them people's business.
He said fucking up a good outfit.
No.
Go to church or the bar. Go to church or the bar.
I didn't even...
wild.
OG suicide commented, let it out, loved one. Oh my god, dude, that's crazy. Let's take these shots to this guy being forgiven by his girl.
Fuck no.
He loves her.
Suck a dick on your knees.
Wow. If you were begging on your knees for 21 hours for my forgiveness, I'd really consider it.
Fuck no. No, you wouldn't.
No,
if
I
I
wouldn't.
cheated on you?
No, I
Hell
wouldn't.
no.
Hell no. I'd be in Guatemala.
You'd be living your best life. As would I.
Have you heard of a Passport Boys?
No, I don't want to know. Please don't.
Oh my god! I was literally talking about it to Donnie the other day, and Donnie said he's like,
This
what?
scares
He said
me.
one of my homies.
Oh, because of your shirt.
No, really, dude, you're so offended by that shirt. No,
No,
it was
I'm not
it was
offended.
before I got the shirt.
I
but-
just thought maybe that's why.
No.
What is Passport?
Oh no, you say you don't want to know.
It's guys that get like girls in every like country or whatever.
No, it's
They get a stamp.
it's like it's mainly like, I think it applies mainly to actually older men, even though it says Passport Boys, but like it's dudes who go to other countries to wife up women, basically like marry them, but they'll like go to a country where to
give them a green
the lady
card?
doesn't even speak English,
Yeah.
but she's just hot, and you're just
Yeah.
like, all right, marry me, and she's down because you got a passport and she's
Exactly.
coming back with you type shit,
Yeah,
and then
you get her a green card.
Exactly, so that's like the whole Passport Boys thing.
Okay.
But I was talking to I don't think it was actually Donnie. I was like someone where they were like telling me that their homie became a Passport Boy, and he's like it's awkward, bro. He's like, she doesn't even speak English.
That is crazy. What is it? What's that show?
What show?
That
Passport?
Passport Boys.
The one show that Pollard told me that was
Hollowbrooks is on.
Yeah, Hollowbrooks.
It worked out for him. Him and his girl seem very in love.
The dude with the short, no neck guy. What the fuck is it? Hold on, let's open up the chat. Guys, what's the name of that show? The dude with
Big Ed.
the Big Ed guy. What's his name? I mean, what's the show's name? Sorry.
I forgot. Not Married at First Sight.
Fuck, bro. What was it called? The guy with Big Ed.
No Neck Ed. I'm sorry.
No Neck Ed. But Big Ed. Okay, that 90 Day Fiance.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Oh, so so Hollowbrooks is still with.
Yeah, he's still with his girl. They've been together for hella long.
Wow. I forgot which episode of 90 Day. I've never watched any episodes of 90 Day Fiance, but I saw a YouTube clip where it was this one dude. He got with this lady, and I forgot where she was from, but he brought her back to Vegas, right? And she came out of the plane, and she was just like ready for this lavish ass lifestyle. She's like, what we finna do? Go to the Bellagio? Go to the, go to this, go to that? She's like, I'm ready to go crazy. And he's like, we're just gonna walk around the strip and maybe grab a drink or two. You know, he's like, I don't really have, like, we can't afford the Bellage. You know, he's like, what do you like? He's basically telling him, like, yo, your standards are like this. And he's like, I'm right here.
She's like, what?
And it was like the whole show is basically about how she came here ready for this Hollywood lifestyle. And he's just like, bro, I live with my mom, but I love you.
Ed's girl was kind of like that too, I feel like.
Really?
Ed's girl was not feeling him.
And also, I can't blame them because I've talked to I remember I've only visited my village in Russia twice, and the last time I visited, I was a little bit older, and I was actually able to hang out with like the local kids at night and stuff like that, right? And they just kept asking me, have you seen Britney Spears? Have you seen Justin Timberlake? Have you seen this person? Have you seen that person? And they were just like so fucking in love with American culture. Not only that, but they thought that I'm like rubbing shoulders with these people all day.
Because you live in Hollywood.
But not only that, they thought that Hollywood and LA were two different places. Mm-hmm. They thought LA was one place and Hollywood was a place of its own. And I was like,
with all the stars.
And I was like, Hollywood's in LA. It was like their understanding of Los Angeles was like TV only. You're like,
there's these things called crackheads, and they're in these costumes.
Bro.
And they try to take pictures with you.
This is the beginning of like of Yuri. The way you see him now is like I was as a kid telling them, I'm like, guys, you don't understand. Like I was like, you're gonna come to LA.
You're gonna be so disappointed. Yuri's like, let me break it down to you. Let's be real.
I was breaking it down to them. Where I was
it's
like,
not sparkly.
I saw how juiced they were. I literally saw how juiced they were, and I was like, guys.
You're like, stop smiling. It's
no,
not funny.
I was like, I'm sorry, guys, but I was like, it's a lot of homeless people. I was like, I was like the percentage of nice things to
you're literally 8 years old.
Yeah, I'm like the percentage of nice things to bad things is like 8% to fucking 92%. I was like, bro, it's not gonna be good. And then also I remember that same night we were hanging out with all the like local Russian kids. Babe, this is crazy. Where they whipped out a knife and they're like, you ever play this? And they were like doing the fucking thing.
What's it called?
I don't know what it's called, but they were doing it as kids. And I was like...
Something Charlie, I think.
And I was like, I guess I'm down. I was like, I don't know. But I was like, I'm not ready to get my finger chopped off, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
And they're like just hella good at it.
I remember one of the kids was going pretty fast. Bro, like, pause. But, dude, the Russian culture for, like...
That's
how
crazy.
Quickly kids grow up is so different, bro. I remember when, like I said, that time when I literally was probably around the age of 10 when I was there. But my dad brought some fishing poles with him, and I didn't understand this or know this at the time, but apparently the way fishing reels work is different depending on what country they come from. Like there's different companies that have different working reels and all that shit. And my dad brought some fishing reels with him, and one day I went to go fish with my cousins, and I was like fishing with my cousins. My fishing reel broke, right? And then I was like, yo, tell my one of my cousins who was older. I was like, yo, like this shit's broken. Like I don't know how to fix it. And then he looks at it. He's like, I realized that his fishing pole is completely different. The reel looks way different the way the thing works. And he's like, I don't know how to fix yours. He's like, it's different than mine. And I was like, God damn it. And we're just like chilling there. My cousin's fishing. A group of other kids who are younger than me. I swear they're like fucking like 7, 8 years old. Like 4 of them. They come over. The leader of the group, this like one kid who's like walking in front.
Yeah,
exactly. He has a cigarette in his mouth, and he's not even holding it. He has a cigarette just in his mouth with his hands free. He's just like, hey, what's up? What's going on in Russian? And I'm just like, yo, we're just fishing.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, we're fishing. I was like, my fucking fishing reel's broken. He's like, let me see it. And he's just like with the cigarette in his mouth, just like.
I just imagine Hasbullah coming.
Bro, literally like a Hasbullah with the cigarette in his mouth, just like, and he just fixes it. And I was just like, bro, and I really got under this like realization. I'm like, bro, like my life in America is like Nintendo, my little fucking TV in my room, and like elementary school. And like this kid is smoking a cig, fixing a fishing reel that I can't even guess how to fix this thing. About to eat dinner. I was like, bro, this is crazy. All right, I really have to go pee. I was trying to hold it in. Oh no, I exited one of the fucking topics that I wanted to talk about. Gosh darn it! You know what? I could probably bring it up while
just go pee.
Wait, I am going to go pee, but the next topic, I don't think you're gonna care too much about it. I feel like I have some shit to say.
Is it about Andrew Tate?
I can't believe you called me Andrew Tate.
Well,
can we talk about that? Do I exhibit any like,
especially the driving shit?
Bro, can we talk about this? How like the driving shit? I think someone left a YouTube comment saying like
you listen to it.
They were like this ain't even a big argument. This happens all the time between me and my girl. And I was like, I agree with that, but I don't understand how Rylee, this is a recurring thing. The reason why like that turned, into like little tiny little argument is because I've dealt with this so many times of Rylee trying to parallel park. A car pulls up behind her and I'm telling Rylee, I'm like, just stay. Pull your hand out and go like this. And he's going to go around you. Rylee's like, I don't know what's going on. And then she puts into drive and just like fucking pulls somewhere. And I'm like, bro.
You're mean.
I'm like, what? I'm like, why are you flipping out right now? I'm like, dude, like just wait. And then she's just like, I have too much anxiety. I don't know what's going on. I'm like, bro,
no.
Relax,
there's hella times where we're driving to work.
I can't find it. I'm gonna go use the bathroom.
And people are just going slow on the street, and Yuri's just like, oh my motherfucking god, oh my god, and he's just trying to like pass everybody up, and like somebody's just going slow behind him. He's like, bruh. I'm just like, dude, we all feel this way. And sometimes like when he's doing that, like I could feel his anxiety, so I'm just trying to tell him like, dude, it's okay, we're not in a rush, we can breathe. I saw this like interview with Janae Aiko, and she was like on this guy's podcast. His name's Jay Shetty, and he was a monk before, and he has a really good podcast for like mental health and stuff. And she was like saying she like practices this thing called red light meditation. And I feel this because whenever it's like whenever I'm going somewhere, I feel like I'm in a rush even though I'm not. And she was saying like, when you feel like you're going in a rush and you're like stuck at that red light, instead of like saying like fuck this, like I'm fucking pissed, like take a moment, just breathe and just be like, it's all good, like we're not in a rush. Because when you're in a rush, like that's where like accidents happen and you're just like going crazy and just being stupid. And I felt that, so I have to remind him of that, and then also I have to remind myself of that sometimes too.
That's definitely true. Like, there's an old Russian saying where my dad used to always tell me this when I would, especially when I was like in my vlogging days, and sometimes he would be home when I was leaving the house trying to go vlog, and I would be, or even just like when I was trying to go skate or do random shit with my homies, I would be in a rush like crazy, like trying to get my shoes tied, grabbing these random items, and I'm just like fucking running all over the apartment trying to get all my stuff, and my dad tells me like, Yuri, slow down. He's like, you know that when you're in a rush to do things, nothing ever ends up working out.
Exactly.
And they would always tell me that. He's like, and also my dad would always push into my head, like, never be late, always be on time, come before. They would always push the idea of being there before. I think it's like a Russian thing where you gotta be there before it starts. That's why my Riley's always just like, why do you guys come so early to parties and stuff? Like, it's because like it's like you have to be there before the thing starts.
I have certain family members that are like that too.
In American culture, it's like show up late because that's when it's lit. But in Russian culture, it's like you will show up early to show respect for the timing. And my dad's always fucking like been like that and shit. I forgot the whole point I was getting at. What were we talking about?
I was saying that like when we're driving and we're in a rush, like sometimes you just like, when you're at that red light and you're like freaking out, you're just like, fuck this, I keep hitting every red light. Instead of that, just like breathe, and you're just like, don't rush.
No, yeah, that's what I was talking about. It's like when you're in a rush, nothing works out. And that's what my dad told me. He's like, it's better to be late than nothing work out at all.
Yeah.
If you're already late, being in a fucking crazy rush, flipping the house upside down is like not going to help anything. It's like you're better just being like, take a breath. What do I need? HDMI cable, charger, blah blah. Okay, I'm out of here. Goodbye. It's just like you at that point just chill. You're already late.
Exactly.
But okay, so this next topic, I have like, it's kind of gonna get conspiratorial here. This is interesting, guys. Basically, before I even show you this tweet from Faze Banks, this all stems from I've never been that deeply invested into video game culture, especially Call of Duty and gaming team culture, to like care about this type of stuff. But I just know from like like surface level shit that the Faze clan is like the super popular group of dudes who originated from this like one group of dudes who are all playing Call of Duty or other type of like shooting video games. They form teams together in clans, and and they became super popular, and they became like a official gaming team, and they have this huge audience. And not only that, but every single individual creator at that time had like their own huge audience on their own YouTube channels and Twitch accounts and all that stuff. And they became super popular. I feel like we all have heard of them at this point, even a little bit. And I think maybe a year or two ago, they entered the stock market, where you can do this thing as a company. I don't know too much about it, so I might sound like an idiot here, guys. But if you become big enough, you can make your company quote unquote public, where people, like anyone, can invest into your stocks and like take ownership into your company, so they can get money out of it too, and like invest into your company and shit like that. And they made their company, or Faze Clan, or Faze Faze Crew, whatever it is. They made it public a while ago, and it's just been tanking ever since. And also, I saw Moist Critical make a whole video about this, how just competitive gaming is just like, it's not growing anymore. It was big during COVID, probably because there's so many people playing video games, but more people are interested in seeing actual live action football, NBA, skateboarding, swimming. I don't know, anything. Like, it's cooler to see live action shit than seeing people hopping on a controller playing Smash Bros and see who's better. So it's not as big as people anticipated, and a lot of companies and a lot of businesses are dying because of it. And their stock prices have just been plummeting, basically. And a couple of the OG Faze members, like Faze Rain and like a couple other dudes, I don't know who any of these guys are, by the way. They've been saying like, shit's gone too corporate, nothing's original anymore, nothing's genuine, it's a bunch of fucking white collar businessmen just calling all the shots. Like, it's all, nothing's the same. And like I said, everything's just been plummeting. Faze Banks just came out with this tweet recently where it says, I don't know what all these corporate fucks think they're doing, weighing options, plotting, doing whatever they fuck it is they've been doing, but the answer is very simple. Give us our brand back. You stole it in the first place. It goes to zero otherwise. You have no idea what Faze is. And this is where I'm saying the conspiracy shit, where I think that Faze Banks, I feel like, I'm not sure, it just seems like, just from my perspective, it seems like he has a higher stakehold in the company, because he's like one of the OG members, and he has a lot to do with it, and like that's like one of the biggest parts of his brands. I feel like he was okay with this. I feel like everyone who had a big percentage in the company,
because they were making hella money,
they were like, fuck yeah, free money, more millions, let's go. He's not even vlogging anymore, so it's like, this is how he's making his bread. It's like he was just like, free money, free money, free money. And then now he sees that the stocks are plummeting and all that stuff. And also, not only that, but Faze Rain and this other OG Faze member, they linked up together, and they were basically making a YouTube video or a stream where they were saying the company's going to shit because of these reasons, and like, they've excluded all the OG members, and like, we're the reason why it's even popular, and now they're not even fucking with us. Like, it doesn't even make sense. And like, they made this whole thing where everyone who watched the video or saw that whole thing, they were co-signing that. They were like, bro, that makes sense. This is super fucked up that this is happening to you guys. You're not even profiting from all this shit that they're trying to take advantage of, all that shit, And then they apparently had this whole meeting, and this tweet comes a month after that meeting they had, where Faze Banks is now saying, give us our company back. I think this is a marketing ploy. I think he's actually, the people he's complaining about, that's making all the business decisions, all that stuff, I think he told them, hey guys, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to say, fuck you on Twitter, give us our company back, and then it's going to seem like you're giving us our company back, and then we're all going to make more money. That's what it seems like to me.
Yeah. I mean, I never really followed any of these people, so it's just like, yeah. I don't really care about the gaming community like that.
Oh, it's fucked up. You're about to be a streamer.
I care about your gaming stream. That's it.
Thanks, babe.
I don't care about the Faze shit.
Me neither.
But I get it. But it does feel like he's just like mad that they're just not making money anymore.
Exactly. He just understands it's not like he was not saying
all of a sudden.
He was not saying any of this when they became public,
exactly.
Which is that was already when all these people were plotting.
To me, they all just seem like just very egotistical, kind of like rich, selfish, weird people. Bro,
literally, when I never was a Faze Banks fan, but when I did find out about him, and I was like, who is this YouTuber? Let me watch his videos. At that time, At that time, yeah, it was like frat vibes, and at that time, his videos was like, "Hey guys, I just woke up today. Let's go spend 50,000 at Louis Vuitton. Hey guys, I just woke up today. Let's go spend 60,000 at Gucci." And I'm just like, I understand how people could be into it because it's like cool, you're living this lavish lifestyle, but like, you know, it
was more for kids because that was like during Rice Gum and stuff, right?
Exactly. That was the same time Rice Gum was doing the exact same shit, and you know, at the end of the day, it's content, whatever, all that stuff, but that type of, you know, philosophy on life of just like, hey, I'm gonna wake up and spend 50K on Gucci today as a 18 or 19-year-old, check it out. It doesn't lead to any type of like positive like mind state. You know what I mean? Like you just tend to take things for granted. You tend to become a shittier person. You tend to just focus more on money and material items more than you do like friendships and actual genuine things that happen in life. Yeah, connections. So I don't know, but you know, call me crazy and tell me like Yuri's tripping because let me know honestly in the comment section because I know there for sure are people who are watching this that know like, a lot about Faze Clan and their whole history and all that shit, and they could tell me like, no, this is what's going on. So let me know if I'm wrong.
Same, but because I genuinely don't know.
Yeah, from my like, you know, surface level perspective, it seems like Faze Banks is just trying to save the company. It seems like he's just trying to say, you know, he wants to say what the people are thinking, while also remaining on the good side, while playing. You know, he's like,
I could see that
playing both sides. Let you tell, whatever. But yeah, that was that. Either way, wait, hold on. Let's switch back to the other screen. That about covers all the topics here today. I wish I had the other topic I had up. I forgot what the hell it was about. I can't find it though.
We could talk about it later.
I know if we find it on the after show. Regardless, guys, you want to take one last half shot to end it off?
Sure.
Yo, everyone, appreciate you guys for watching another episode of 10 Talks. Shout out to everyone that fucks with the show. Shout out to everyone that fucks with these streams. We appreciate you guys so much. We
love y'all.
Yes, exactly. We love you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining another episode. If you guys can, it's a really easy and free way to help us grow, help us you know, solidify ourselves and just, you know, hit the algorithm, all that stuff, is to drop a like and drop a comment. You can say anything you want, share your opinion on any of our topics here, or just say some random word or whatever it is, like, what is this box right here, and shit like that.
Hit the sub, too, because we're so close to 10K.
Exactly. We're super close to 10K. And then also just a little quick reminder, we're also doing an after show in about like 15-20 minutes. We're going to hop on for an after show where we can actually read the chat, read all the donations that came in during the podcast, and then just, you know, have a chance to talk with you guys about the show for like 30-40 minutes up to an hour after, you know, we finish this shit. But also I wanted to say that tomorrow, Monday, I think I heard Rylee talking about this, where tomorrow, Monday, I've actually been invited to do the No Jumper show tomorrow, so I'm gonna go do that. And then also
have fun.
Rylee said that she's gonna do her makeup.
Yep, I'm gonna do my get ready with me.
Rylee's gonna do her very first stream ever, and we've already been
tomorrow.
This is the second time third time we promised.
I know,
but tomorrow for sure it's gonna happen because you have all day to do it. So tomorrow Rylee's gonna do her getting ready with her stream.
And I understand if you're like over it at this point, but I'll be there. So
and then also later on we're going to do our escape room stream where Rylee and I are going to put our relationship to the test and do an escape room stream where we have to get out. If we don't get out, but within the time limit, we have to sleep in separate rooms tonight.
I'm not trying to like be the annoying one this stream. So.
Oh my god, really?
I'm gonna keep it cool.
What is that supposed to mean? You were the annoying one last stream?
Because I might freak out.
Ugh, Jesus. I'm not gonna let you parallel park. That's it. It's fine.
Thanks.
You won't freak out. All right. Either way. Appreciate you guys so much. Shout out to everyone that's in the chat. Thank you guys so much for always joining. Even if you're hate watching, you guys are still in here and watching for a reason. And it's probably because we're providing some sort of, you know, content. So appreciate you guys. Let's go. Shout out to the Harmonious gang. Cheers, guys. We'll see you guys for the after show in like 20 minutes. Ow. All right. Oh, shit. I just realized it's going to be